20 guys on the gate. SX2 final, 15 laps of racing here in Jimboomba. And roughly around about 12 minutes time, we're going to have a winner. No doubt some stories as well. Wilson Todd, Aaron Tanti. He won the last chance qualifier, Reese Budd, and number 1 Jackson Richardson. By no means is he last. We're looking now for the unit. Ladies to wave that sign. Jay Wilson, there it is. Malkovich, Cooper Posniak, Jacob Hayes, Richard Evans, Dakota Alix, Kyle Webster, Dylan Wills, Thomas Ravenhorse, Hugh Mackay. Josh Osby really pumping himself up there and slapping himself on the chest as hard as possible. Getting all toey. Waiting for that board to drop sideways. There we go, we're at the 5 seconds. SX2 round 1, the Australian Supercross Championship. Gates drop and we are away. Osby, an absolute flyer to the inside though. Gonna pick maybe Dylan Wills, is it? No, it is Josh Osby. Josh Osby, but he's got squeezed. Oh, Dylan Wills gets all sorts of sideways. Someone on a Yamaha down there. Jay Wilson slides into second place. I think maybe that was... No, I didn't pick it up. I'm really sorry. Maybe Malkovich, but Josh Osby, it is in the lead. That race line, Pirelli KTM. Jay Wilson in second. Taft in third. Malkovich it is. Malkovich has disappeared off our screens now. We've got more incidents there in that second turn. All the while it's just allowing Josh Osby just to open up a little bit of breathing space and get into his rhythm as quick as possible. The number 6 Yamalude Macing Machine of Jay Williams locked in, loaded in second place. Then third we go to Brad Taft. Wilson Todd, I should say, Dakota Alix. Shadow starting to run deep and hard over this. Richie Evans in 8th, Aaron Tanti. Dylan Wills rounding out the top 10. Really difficult conditions now. Shadows on one side of a track. Jay Wilson jumps across, looking to try and get a wheel there on Josh Osby. Stick a wheel on the inside. Watch the Wilson now trying to set him up. He's going to go to the inside here on Osby. Makes the pass. Jay Wilson into the lead. The number 6 Yamalude Racing Machine looking to get a first-time Supercross win here on the 19 YZ250F here. Now they're stacking up for a bit of a shot at Osby now. Wilson Todd getting to the inside. This is going to work for Jay Wilson. Watch for Wilbur, current Australian motocross champion, looking to make something happen here. He's going to go high and wide. No inside rut formed up just yet for Wilson Todd. Got to be patient here. Brad Taft is going to cut the front wheel off Brad Taft. Looks to me now like maybe Josh Osby just a little bit of a bottleneck. There is a number 6 Yamalube GYTR Racing Machine of Jay Wilson. Stretches out quite nicely there into his rhythm now. Taft is now into second place. Osby being relegated to third. Here comes Wilson Todd. He's going to push him back to fourth. So before he knows it, inside a lap. Dakota Alix now lining up for a shot at Josh Osby. He's going backwards at a rapid rate here. Osby needs to gather himself up, relax, find his rhythm and his lines. Meanwhile, this is all working towards Jay Wilson. Very, very good on a hard-packed track. Hailing originally from around the Grafton and Inverell area in northern New South Wales, Jay Wilson, so a lot of hard-pack in that, a lot of hard-pack in his racing career. Former Australian motocross champion. Hasn't won a Supercross champion. Incidentally, last time we were here, Jay Wilson won at this track. It was a deep, gnarly mud race, but Jay Wilson, he was praying for the rain gods that night, and let me tell you, Jay Wilson right now with Mike Ward and Scott Bishop and everyone from that team will be very, very happy with this. It's a spectacular way to start your Australian Supercross Championship. Hayden Mellross back in 10th at this point in time, so a lot of work to do now for Mellross. Jackson Richardson in 15th, so obviously a tough one for Jax. Hasn't had a lot of racing in the last 6 to 8 months with a full complete shoulder reconstruction, so he's currently our champion, or our defending champion at this point in time. He sits in 15th place, but Jay Wilson looking him through these whips. They're getting a little bit of whoops, I should say. They're getting a little bit cupped out now, those whoops, but on the whole, they're pretty good, and that machine is handling them quite well. Jay Wilson very much in his own stride, running his own rhythm. You see he's just super relaxed and letting the bike do it. Brad Taft working his way in there on that Penrite Oils CRF 250F, just being joined here by MXON team member Kirk Gibbs. MX2 underway here. Jay Wilson with a pretty handy lead right now, mate.
Yeah, Jay Wilson, what a start, mate. It's he's ripping out there. He's looking awesome, and yeah, he's really feeling the flow, and he looks like he's just on point right now. And Taft in second, and Todd's looking really well too.
2.3 second gap at this point in time between Jay Wilson and Bradley Taft, and then another 1.6 back to Wilson Todd. So Jay just really needs to manage this gap here, doesn't he? Try and open it up a little bit if possible.
Yeah, definitely. It's starting to get a few little shadows on the whoops when I come past just then, a few edges, and you know, it's starting to get really slick, so these boys need to be on point and make sure they hit their marks perfectly.
How are those whoops forming up? Are they starting to cup out?
Yeah, mate, they're super gnarly. They're so hard packing, and they're getting the biggest edges in them. So, you know, just nice consistent throttle and trying not to get side and side too much.
So that's effectively what it takes, is just good throttle control, getting a good grip on the bike and maintaining some consistent form through those.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the good entry speed and get on top and try not to touch those edges too much. The Americans is really on right now, but Australian leading the way. Beautiful Jay Wilson. So hopefully you can take it all the way and show these Americans how it is.
Opened up that gap as well to a 2.6 second lead, so another 3/10 going the way of Jay Wilson here. Oh, Bradley Taft keeping the marshals on their toes.
Yeah, good recovery. That was real nice. He just not too out of control and just kept his composure and just brought it home.
Man, this track is hard, isn't it? So for people who are listening, it looks like a dirt bike track, right? But that ground's really hard, and how does it get slippery?
Oh, mate, this is, you know, it's got that loose sort of dirt on top, but then it's so hard pack underneath, so, you know, it's so loose with the front end, you know, trying to make sure you get in those ruts, and then look how blue groove it's starting to get, and all the faces of the whoops are like that, so, yeah, and the shadow coming in and off that grandstand, it's starting to get gnarly. Yeah,
that shadow, obviously, your bright, dark, as it comes through that, you know, obviously takes the eyes a little while to react.
Oh, what happens to Wilson Todd here? It looks like he may have had a little fumble or something here, but he's regrouping.
Jay Wilson at the moment opening up the gap on Bradley Taft last time around as well. We'll wait till he gets over that finish line. It was 2.6 seconds last time out for the Yamaha Yamalube guy. We're now waiting on the Penrite Honda machine of Bradley Taft. Come on over, there he goes. We'll grab that time now. That's definitely opened up that gap there. 4.4. So something's happened to Taft in that lap, no doubt about it.
Jay Wilson is solid right now. He's looking awesome. Just needs to keep it nice and smooth and just keep it in. Keep it together, mate. And you know, you're looking good. So it's really tough. I don't think you can override out there. And as soon as you try and push any harder, I think that's when the mistakes are coming. So just ride within yourself.
Really need to be very patient here. And when I say that, I just patient in terms of the throttle, not giving it heaps, but just giving it enough. And when you put it on, you don't want to get it on too early, do you?
No, exactly. Like that triple onto that tabletop must be so hard to turn down nice and sharp with nothing to really turn off. And then, you know, full throttle off the seat to get onto that table. You know, just things like that, you know, these guys make look easy, and, you know, they're on point at the moment.
It is interesting, isn't it, when we say it's slippery, it's almost like ice out there, isn't it? It really is that slippery. Some of these sections through here is well gnarly.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know. You can have the best tyres in the world, you know, some of these boys are spoiled and get factory tyres. I know what it's like, but, you know, even them, they're not glue. So you're definitely all over the place, but it all comes down to throttle control and just these boys being on point.
So last time through, Jay Wilson had a lead of 4.4 seconds. We've got 7 laps to go, so we're a little bit over midway through this one. Josh Osby got out to a really good start, but didn't seem to have that sprint pace he needed for the first couple of laps, did he?
Yeah, exactly. It must be hard to push out there, and just, you know, maybe it took him a lap or two to get into it, but these other boys are really on, and looks like something did happen to Wilson. So he's dropped out of 3rd place, and he's not in the top 5 at the moment. He's dropped off to 7th, so, or even 8th now.
Down to 8th, yeah. Just to run you through the top 10 at this point in time, Jay Wilson it is from Bradley Taft, then Josh Osby, Dakota Alix, Hayden Mellross, Jacob Hayes, Richie Evans, Wilson Todd, Dylan Wills, Jackson Richardson, Tom Ravenhorse, Ricky Latimer, Reese Bard, Hugh Mackay, Kyle Webster, and Grady Featherstone rounding out the 16 at this point in time. Good performance here from Bradley Taft. I think anyone who gets away with the top 5 from this first round is a pretty good place to be in, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They come away with the win is amazing, and even on the box is an awesome spot to be in. And it's such a short series, so you've got to keep yourself within the points. But yeah, top 5 is yeah, definitely a good spot, and it just Mellross has just got up into 4th, so he you know, it didn't look that impressive in his heat race, but he's getting it done here tonight. And then Dakota Alix, another American, up in top 5.
Mate, it's not from a long way back. When I checked it out at the very start, Mellross was in 10th place, so he was moving forward quite well, and as you said, not looking overly comfortable on that machine yet, is he?
No, it's only been a short time, and he's been riding a Yamaha for a few years, so the switch to the Husky has been probably a big one for him. And yeah, like you said, the more the track deteriorates and you don't have to push 100%, you know, you ride a bit more within yourself, is probably a little bit better for him, and that's the way he's starting to turn it on here a bit in the final.
So Wilson now with a 6.9, nearly 7-second gap. He's working away from Bradley Taft. It's a hard pack game, and Jay Wilson's got an awesome hard pack game, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I did a lot of riding with Jay throughout the motocross series, and you know, he's a very talented guy, and you know, he's just putting it together. He's so smooth, he's hitting his marks, and you know, all hats off to him. You know, he's got a young family, and you know, it must be hard to you know, put it all together, and he's had a few rough years, but you know, everything's starting to click for him, and he's starting to put it together, which is awesome. So hats off to him.
Yeah, he looks like he's almost half asleep when he was going through that rhythm lane, I should say. He's just floating like a Saturday afternoon trail ride out there at the moment, and getting deep into lap traffic, and now this is when things get well known, huh?
Yeah, definitely. You know, he hasn't won, you know, he won a motocross title as well, and you know, just since then he's sort of had some bad luck, and you know, it just, you know, sometimes this sport can be cruel, and it just looks like right now he's on point. He knows what's working for him, and yeah, you know, it's good to see. So yeah, great to see. Here's Dakota Alix. He's circulating in 5th. He's looking not too bad. So you know, just get through this one, and top 5 would be nice.
I think Jay Marmon would be pretty happy with Dakota Alix. He hasn't been in Australia a long time, has he?
Not at all. You know, he's only been in a week and a half, I'm pretty sure. And you know, it's yeah, it's different, you know, coming across a big pond, and you know, just the tracks and hard pack, and you know, it just shows how good these Americans are at Supercross. You know, Taft, Osby, and Alix here, all in the top 5, which you know, really good effort.
I think a lot of people too misunderstand how hard it is to go to another country and race. You can be a champion in your own country, but you go somewhere else, it just is not the same, is it? And it's really hard to pull the helmet on and replicate that.
Oh man, it's crazy. You know, for the American series, you know, the trucks are probably a lot bigger, and to here, so for them to come back, adjust to the tracks, the dirt, the bikes, the time zone, it's not just one thing. You know, the food, everything gets crazy, and that's what we get. Jay Wilson, what a win.
Jay Wilson with a cracking win at this point in time. Good ride for Jay Wilson. Bradley Taft is going to wrap up 2nd. And Josh Osby, welcome to Australia, buddy. So 1 Aussie on the podium, 2 Americans, man. And it's a good spread, 3 manufacturers on the podium as well, Kirk.
Yeah, it's good variety, you know. A couple of Americans, we knew the Americans are going to be tough, but, you know, what a win from Jay Wilson, you know. He was just so solid right then, and he put it together, put it together for the Aussies.
How good are those trophies? Look at Bannon down there with the badge. There's your official results. Jay Wilson, I should say, from Bradley Taft. Josh Osby, good ride from Hayden Mellross to work his way back into 4th. Jacob Hayes in 5th, 6th for Alix, 7th for Wilson Todd, 8th for Richie Evans, 9th for Dylan Wills, and rounding up the top 10 is Jackson Richardson.
Away, celebrations down here for our SX boys. A kaleidoscope there, the orange, the blue. Goes to show the competitiveness of the modern day motorcycles. There's not much in it, folks. Goggles are on. Time to step back just a little bit more, because it's time for the champagne to fly down here for our good people. Because the Logan City Council Hills College helping out. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause. Final time for our SX champions here. Jay, mate, good to see you. I've been calling you since you were a kid, mate, and to see you out in front here at the SX2. Run us through that 15 laps. It looked tough.
Yeah, track's it's technical now, man. It's gone pretty baked and it's rutted. Every time we come to this place, we've got a different style of track. You know, we go hard pack, complete hard pack, and shiny, and then we've got rut. And last time we were here, it was complete mud. So it throws it all at us. But they run a great event here, and it's good to see that they keep supporting the sport, and it's awesome. The track was gnarly, like I said, but I just want to say a huge thanks to the whole team sticking behind me, and also my wife and daughter and my family. So thank you.
On you, Jay, mate. Great to see you out here on the top of the dais. One more time for the Queenslander, Jay Wilson. He whooped.